Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to plug the microphone in here. Just give me 1 second. So come on in. Good morning and welcome to the Serenity Room. My name is Kat and I am the creator here of Finding Serenity. And what I want to talk to you about this morning is I want to talk to you about the power of setting an intention. The power of setting an intention for your day and the impact that this can have on your total well-being. Good morning, Jen. Good morning. So we're just kicking off. We just got started. And what we're talking about this morning is we're talking about the power of setting an intention for our day. Now, there are a lot of different concepts that we're going to talk about because setting an intention for the day takes a few things to keep in mind, okay? And the first thing that you need to keep in mind is we want to do this as soon as we wake up in the morning, as soon as we open our eyes if possible. Thank you. Well, thank you for being part of our family. So as soon as we open our eyes in the morning, this is when we have a renewed opportunity to decide how we want to experience our day. And the practice is really a moment to moment, day by day practice. We set our intention, and then throughout the day, we're going to use that intention almost as if it's a mantra. Almost as if it's a mantra. So what I do, my practice in the morning, every single morning, and then we're going to start going live together every morning for this very purpose. I wanted to go live at 7. I think that's going to be the best time for this particular purpose, to have as many people as possible in that space so that we can each set our intention for the day. And that actually is going to spread like wildfire. That positivity is going to spread like wildfire, and that's what we are looking for. We are looking for positive change. We are looking for positive change. So if you're just joining me, my name is Katrina, and this is the Serenity Room. We are the Serenity Tribe. It absolutely is infectious. We are the Serenity Tribe, and we represent light workers, healers, the healing. And it's important to remember that when you come in this space, we want to set an intention for how we interact with one another. We're respectful and we protect the peace of one another, and protect the peace of this space together. So the first thing I do when I get up, I make my coffee, and I sit and I have my coffee in silence. I have my coffee in silence, at least my first coffee. What is the first thing you do when you get up in the morning? Maybe throw that in the comments. What is the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning? How do you set your tone for the day? It's like a meditation. Jen says silence for the first 2 hours with coffee and birds. So that is a perfect opportunity to spend some time. And if you would like to join the Serenity Tribe, all you have to do is hit the follow button. All you have to do is hit the follow button to join the Serenity Tribe, and you are part of our family. You are part of our team, and our mission is to spread light and love. Our mission is to spread light, love, and serenity. Okay, so what I do, and I don't know, I'm going to hear from you and see what your guys' habits are, but I'm going to show you a little bit. I've got a legend planner. I might actually put this in my showcase today. This is probably one of the best planners. I also have published a planner, a weight loss edition, and it's great. I actually really like it. I do have a copy. I will dig it out for you guys to show you guys, but I do have a Serenity Life Planner in the link in bio. All my links are there and my publications are there. And there is a planner that I had created in there as well. But any planner will do. And this particular planner is called Legend Planner, and I got it on the Zon. And I've written in here every day my power hour. And so when I wake up in the morning, my idea is to set my power hour time. Like, what time is power hour going to be? Because that is crucial to my success of my day. So, and it's a non-negotiable. It's my first non-negotiable of the day. What do you guys have as non-negotiables in your day? What are some of the things that you just must do in order to have a successful day? Anyone want to share? Exercise. Yes, that's key for me as well now. That is key for me as well. Yeah. So what I do is I go through my planner, and I have a weekly version. I like to be able to see the whole week at the same time. And you'll notice in there, I've got these tasks, but they're not actually tasks that you would expect. Yeah, okay, let's talk about, I'm going to talk about that here in a second. Your comment, Jen, Cupcake, I really have to talk about this comment right here. So I'm going to pin it. I just want to finish my thought here, is that these to-dos are like willingness to show up with consistency, courage, release the outcome and release the judgments and just get it done. That's what my to-do list was today. So Salty Cupcake, she says, I have to move stuff out of my body with the exercise. And I want to point out something very, very interesting that not everybody knows, and some people take for granted, is that our trauma and our issues store themselves in our tissues. So welcome in. If you're just joining, my name is Kat. I'm a yoga instructor, an author, a mother, what else am I? And a veteran of the Canadian Armed Forces. I spent 18 years in the military. I got out in 2021, wrote a book in 2024 about my healing journey, and have been trying to heal day by day, one step at a time, for a long time now. And sometimes we fall down. Sometimes we take a hiatus. And if you're still with me, if you can hear me, if I just invite you to tap the screen so that I know that you're here, or you can chat in and let us know how you set your intention for the day. How do you set your intention for the day? What kind of practice do you have? So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start showing up earlier at 7 a.m. and we're going to start meditating. And I'm going to design a practice for us that's going to work within that hour. And we're just going to try snippets of it today and get, it's our community. It's your community. So I would like to see what you would like to see more of. I brought our Miracles Now card deck. Kat, how you doing? I brought our Miracles Now card deck for our setting our intentions this morning. And what I thought might be fun is if any of you would like to have a card pulled for your day, for your intentions. So Jen's intention, salty cupcake, her intention, for others, leave them better than I found them. Okay, Jen, we're going to do it. I'm going to pick you. Okay. So what I would like you to do, this is going to be, we're going to take our time with this, okay? I'm just going to, so you can see the cards. We're going to take our time with this. We're going to take this a little bit into a cozy space. We get nice and grounded and rooted. Our sits bones, relax the shoulders. Close down the eyes and center the gaze up to the third eye, the seat of intuition. And this is where we're going to call on our spirit guides and ascended masters and all the angels working in our highest good and compassion. And they have a message for us. They're always guiding us and they're always rooting for us. And they have messages for us. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start to shuffle. And we're going to, I'm sorry, Jen, I was going to get you to pick your card, but it's kind of just shown itself. And that is, I'm going to mirror my image so you can read it. This is your guidance for today, Jen. To relinquish control, I simply let loose and allow myself to be more childlike. Yeah. I relinquish control. And we've talked about that throughout this week in our lives, is that the releasing those control is something that we've talked about. But it's not just about releasing control. This is a great card, a great reminder. It's not just about releasing control. It's like, okay, release the control, be okay, acceptance of the outcome, trust, willingness. But we forgot about childlike. We forgot the whole purpose is to also experience our lives like we talked about in The Little Soul and the Sun last night, right? We talked about that with the book last night. More childlike and play and experience ourselves as fun. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is something I think critical in our work, in our inner work, is to work on that inner child who felt like they didn't get enough play, love, attention. And it's important to invite that child who wants that into the beginning part of your day, because I'll tell you what will happen is you'll have a whole new perspective as you go out through your day. You'll have a whole new perspective on everything. If you set your intention in the morning to look at everything with the eyes of a child, can you imagine the difference in the way that you would walk about in the world? Well, you wouldn't have. Do you notice kids, they don't really have an opinion about people right away like we do? They use their gut. They use their gut feeling. That's how they know. It's like when an animal knows. Salty cupcake, I love it. That's your challenge of the day. I love that. I love challenges of the day. Grandbabies would need to do it without them. That's right. You do. You do. Is there anybody else in here who would like to pull a specific card for themselves? That was amazing. We got a really good card for Jen, for Salty Cupcake, to relinquish control and simply let loose and allow yourself to be more childlike. That's a big one. That is a big one. Okay. I'm going to pull one more card. This card is going to be for me while I'm waiting to see if you want one. And then I'm going to talk about, as an example, there it is. I welcome abundance, and I will pay attention to the guidance I receive. I literally, where did I write abundance? Where did I write abundance? This morning. I was talking to somebody about abundance this morning. These are cards from Gabrielle Bernstein called Miracles Now. I will pay attention to the guidance I receive. I welcome abundance. I kind of needed that one. Yeah, miracles now. Miracles now. So Gabrielle Bernstein is an author, and she talks about super attracting miracles into your life through the power of your thinking. Through the power of our thinking. So we're talking this morning about intention and setting an intention for our day. And now, Nick Wilde, would you like me to pull a card for you, my friend? And that will be the last. Okay, amazing. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you, if you're feeling safe to do so, you can close down the eyes. And if not, just kind of loosen your gaze down to the floor. Gently soften your gaze. Take some deep breaths. And really tune in. Really tune in to the love and the feeling of the warm light, white, bright light, absorbing all around you. And these messages now are going to come from our spirit guides. So we're going to say, spirit guides of the highest good and compassion, what message do you have for Nick Wilde today? And there's our card. And I want you to tell me if this resonates with you this morning. When I allow others to support me, I support them too. Now, this card came up as well this week. So it's a theme this week for the collective and for you, Nick Wilde. When I Does this resonate with you? When I allow others to support me, I support them too. And I want to explain what the meaning of this card is. When you allow somebody, an average, okay. When you allow somebody into your life, I'm going to explain the card a little bit more because the full meaning is a little bit tricky. It's a little bit hidden. We have a hard time letting people help us. That's fact. So when you support them, when you allow them to support you, I should say, there's a lot of different things that happen in that exchange. So if you allow me to help you, you're helping me by allowing me to, number one, experience and walk that path with you. And thereby I get an opportunity to learn the same lessons that you're learning. This world is a learning device. We're here to experience ourselves as happiness. Oh, interesting. So it's okay if we adjust as we go in our daily lives after we set our intention. So our intention today, might come from these cards. It might come from something else that you would like to experience. My intention for my day, well, I had that card. What did it say again? I pulled my card, didn't I? That was Jen's card. That was your card. Where did I put my card? Oh, I welcome abundance. I welcome abundance. So once we've got our intention, whether it's be more childlike, welcome abundance, allow others to support me. We have our intention for the day. We can keep that in mind throughout the day and invite Spirit and our holy companions in to help us with this task today. So that's really, yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you're welcome. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling today? How are you guys feeling today? I am personally about a 7. I'm about a 7. How are you guys feeling today on a scale of 1 to 10? 7, a little tired too, yeah. We're all connected. We're all connected. So you're feeling a little tired and a little run down. Maybe a little gentleness needs to be invited in. A little gentleness and a little forgiveness for ourselves if we're running a little bit too... Yeah, it felt like the night was short for sure. I agree with you there. I got up and I was like, I'm going live already? I don't even feel like I've had a full sleep. So the other thing we talked about last week is we talked about the fact that we are worthy in every season that we are going through. Really? Nick Wilde says Spirit really knows how to hammer us with the same response that came up many, many, many times. Yes, this is what happens. This is what happens. And I'll tell you, the unfortunate news is that if you don't listen, Spirit will find a 2x4 right upside the head to make you listen. So there are things in my life that I've wanted to heal. And I took my time, I was like, yeah, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. And the issue seems to be presented more forcefully and more forcefully until you really get it. You have a spiritual assignment. Each of us has a spiritual assignment that we're here to accomplish. And if we don't want to do it, man, we avoid the guidance, right? We avoid the guidance. That's where the guidance leads us to, is our spiritual assignment. So if we don't want to do it and we resist it, then we come up against a bunch of problems, perceptual problems at least. There are no real problems. And so one thing I want to talk about, there are no problems. We just have perceptual problems. We make our day. It's always the same spirits. We make our day much more difficult than it has to be. So you're worthy in every season. We've got to release the outcome. Be more childlike. So one positive affirmation that we could use, I'm just going to throw out a positive affirmation that we could use. And then what I want you to do is I want you to come up with your own positive affirmation for your day based on what you had as your card. And if you're just joining, my name's Katrina. I am a practitioner of spirituality. I am a yoga teacher, a writer, an author. Thank you for that follow, Bare Necessities. Welcome in. Welcome to the family. Thank you for being here. Feel free to let us know in the chat where you're joining from. We always love to know who our friends are. So when you're setting an intention, what we do is we want to think about what is the feeling that you want more of. So I've been listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza and thoughts. Okay, for starters, Mike Dooley, he says thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. Everything we think and the thoughts that we allow have the power to manifest as reality in our own lives. Our personality, the way we think, believe, and act, manifests into our personal reality. Ooh. This is a hard one to face because when things are not going right, we are very quick to run into victim mode. And I have a book. This is not on our book club, but I have a book that I really recommend to you. That if you think for a second, I have no idea. Rogers, thank you for that follow, my love. But if you want to have a look at the science behind anything that I'm saying, if you want to look at this is like, I guess you could call it it's really like a secondhand account of the original science. Rogers, hello, welcome in. It's so nice to see you joining from Uganda. So this is the book that contains the bulk of the information that we need to understand how the power of intention is going to be working for us. So, let's see. So what feeling do you want to create more of today? What feeling do you want to create more of today? Let's throw it in the chat. Let's use all of the good words. I'm not even going to give any away yet. Okay, comfort. We want to feel comfort. I love it. Love, yes. And each word, just think about how that feels. Feel it. Love and joy. Let's feel love and joy today. Let's allow ourselves. Let's open our heart space. Peace, joy, happiness, and respect. I love this. Respect is an important one. I want to talk a little bit more about respect because not only do we want to respect others, but we want others to respect us, but there's a missing piece. There's a missing piece. We want others to respect us, but we want to respect ourselves, right? How can we expect others to respect us if we're not doing that same thing for ourselves? So keep that in mind. Noted. If today could be, I love this question. If today was a fresh start, listen, yesterday's gone, guys. Yesterday is gone. And if today could be a fresh start, what would you do differently? What would you do differently? Would you have the same people in your life? We could think of it this way. If we were to go to a deserted island, what do you want to take with you? What do you want to take with you into your future? Because if you keep thinking, acting, and feeling the way that you've always thought, acted, and felt, you're going to get the same result. Stone. Yes. Yes, I have too. I've let those relationships go as well, but it was a big step and it was not easy, and it takes a lot of healing and a lot of self-respect. Just what we talked about. Right? Peace comes with a lot of goodbyes. Yes. Does it ever? So, if these are the things that we want to experience, what are you choosing to focus your energy on? What are you focusing your energy on? Are you complaining? I was complaining. I'm going to admit it. I was complaining a lot until a month ago. I had done my live stream of the birds and I was really enjoying that and I was happy during that. And that was like March, April, May. And then in June, I just kind of fell into a rut again. It was very easy. And then I just had to make a decision that it was like, no, I can't live here in this space any longer. And I just had to make a decision. So I stopped focusing my attention on my illnesses, and started focusing my attention on my health. Because the fact of the matter is, I do have issues in the tissues, PTSD, anxiety, the trauma, the physical ailments. And it might seem some days like it's all too much to handle, and one just wants to go to bed and not face life anymore. But Jen, Salty Cupcake, I would love to hear from you right now. What did you tell me? What did you tell me about hiding? She said, we got to get out of the cave. We got to get out of the cave and into the light. So I hope that if today you are feeling as though you are in a cave and isolated, I wasn't sure. If you're in the cave and you're feeling isolated, let this be a light. Let this be a light shining right into your day. Okay? If you are here, it's not by accident. I'm certain of that. I am certain of, if there's anything that I'm certain of in this platform, it's that people don't find each other by accident on this platform. And if there's anything that I want you to believe today, it's that you have the power to change the direction of your whole entire life. Okay, so that's what it is. I knew there was more to it. The allegory of Plato's cave. Okay, we're going to look that up and discuss that a little bit more today. Just give me a second. I'm going to take a note, because that's going to come up, I think, again tonight. So that's key. That's key to my story right now. I'm writing that into my book. So small actions, small intentional baby steps. It doesn't have to be grand and all at once, just a baby step in the right direction. Okay, maybe just poke your head out of the cave today, if that's all you can do. What does your most peaceful self need? Okay, so Jen says, the allegory of Plato's cave is one of the most important life lessons. Essentially, we are staring at a wall in the cave. We see shadows. But when we step into the light, we realize the illusion of the shadows. Nick Wilde, that sounds amazing. I love that when we have people share so that we can grow into a nice big family. We step into reality of what is not, what's hiding. Okay, Nick. So what does your most peaceful self, we've got messages here from what is hiding and not what is hiding. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So it's all about what we're focusing our energy on. And like I said, I've focused my energy on health. I've transitioned to focusing my energy on health. So what small action can you take in the next 24 hours toward your goal? Good morning, Beta. How are you? So nice to see you. What does your most peaceful self need today? Does your peaceful self need to be more childlike? Does their peaceful self need to pay attention to guidance? Or does your peaceful self need to allow others to support you? Beta, since you're just joining, would you like me to pull a card for you for this morning, for your day, to help kind of guide your day from the spirit guides? And if you would, just go ahead and let me know in the chat, and then I'll start to shuffle for you. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to just soften your gaze or close down the eyes. Get nice and settled, calming the breath, relaxing the shoulders. Becoming grounded. And when you feel inspired, if you could just tell me to stop. And I'll stop and I'll pull your card. All right. I surrender my desires and know the universe has my back. I surrender my desires and know the universe has my back. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about this card because there's a lot packed into this one card, okay? Our desire is a very powerful thing. It's basically how we are setting our intention, right? We have a desire deep down in our core. Sometimes it's just a knowing. Sometimes it's just a knowing that I'm supposed to head into a specific direction. And what this card is calling for is it's calling for us to take pause and trust and know that the universe has our back at every moment. Once we've made that choice and we've set that intention. Okay, how do I do that? Nick Wilde suggested co-hosting with Soulful Harmony Healing. I'm just going to see, how do I do this? You think I should get them to co-host right now? Are they live? I can look her up on my other account. Just give me 1 second. Might be something that we'll try to do toward the end of the live. Is co-host. I just want to get through. For 10 minutes or in 10 minutes? They'll be live in 10 minutes? Okay, nice. Soulful Harmony Healing. Okay, I see her. Okay. I see she's doing a meditation. So that's the next card that we have there. That's the next card that we have there for Beta is I surrender my desire and I know the universe has my back. I know the universe has my back. I have the confidence. I have the trust. I have the confidence. I have the trust. Now, where are the notes? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Well, we go from here into mindset shifts. Intentions in the morning, setting our intentions in the morning, which is a morning practice that we're going to start doing every single day at 7 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time. We're going to set our intention. And what we're going to find out is, are we living with fear? Are we living in fear? Too early, eh? Or are we living with love? Are we living with fear or are we living with love? So what is one thought? Now, perhaps when you woke up this morning, I would like you to think of one thought that you thought this morning that you are now starting to challenge. You're now starting to challenge that thinking. Is there anything that when you arrived? Good morning, sunshine. Thank you. Okay, so is there anything that when you arrived, when you got up this morning, you thought to yourself, I'm going to give you an example. This morning was like, oh, my body's in pain. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this day. The kitchen is a mess. Oh, it's 9:49 p.m. Okay. So it would only be an hour earlier for you. Thank you for the love. Good morning, sunshine. So what is one thing for me personally that I've changed my mind on? And that card that I pulled regarding abundance, it's no mistake that I pulled that card because abundance is something that I do have a hard time welcoming into my life. Abundance is something that I do have a hard time welcoming. And when we're asked to pay attention to guidance, okay? When we're asked to pay attention to guidance, it can be very subtle, but it can be very loud, and it comes from anywhere. It comes from our friends. It comes from things we see on the news. It comes from things we see here on the radio. Listen for messages. Listen for positive, because your messages from the universe are always going to be positive. They're not, your spirit guides are not leading you into danger. They're leading you into the fruition of your dreams for the highest good of the whole entire universe. Rich, good morning. Positive energy for you. So what is one thought? What is one thought like that you thought this morning that you're choosing to replace now that we've had this discussion? Is there a thought that you're thinking that you might like to replace now? Thank you for the follow, Rich. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the Serenity Room. So my big thought that I am working on changing is I can't do this. Does anybody else feel guilty of that one? Nick, I would really appreciate it if you were open-minded to listening and participating in the exercise. Yeah, you can do really hard things. We can all do really hard things. I felt such a victim to my disabilities that I really felt as though I couldn't do a lot of the things that I used to be able to do once I retired from the military. And I'm now realizing that I might have to do them differently. I might have to do it differently, but I can still do it. I can still do it. Okay. Different is where change happens. Where in your life could you choose peace over perfection? Rich, you're ready to get on your knees and ask for guidance? That's not a bad idea. And when we listen to the guidance, we pray. We pray for the guidance. The next step is to listen with our whole heart and then to follow that guidance. Yes, Nick. Yes, I'm a military veteran. Yeah. It is hard to listen. It's very hard to listen, and we get attachment. That's what we're talking about this week, is we have these attachments to the outcome. We think that we need things to be a certain way in order for us to be our happiest and most successful selves. But we have no idea what's any good for us. So what's one thing that you're ready to release? What is one thing that you're ready to release this morning? I want to release doubt. I want to release doubt. Because my affirmation this morning says, I welcome abundance and I'll pay attention to the guidance I receive, the first thing that comes up in my mind is this doubt that it's for me, Abundance for me? Yes. Yes. The spirit guides are saying, yes, it's time. It's time for abundance for you. And it's time to have the abundance without the self-sabotage. Accepting it. Oh, good morning, sunshine. I love the metamorphosis. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, yeah, that's the idea, is that if you have a card, Nick Wilde, honestly, my friend, I don't want to talk about my military career. We're talking about what we're talking about here. Just let's try to stay on topic. So, what would you do? I love this question. What would you do if there was one thing that you could do? What would be the one thing that you would attempt if you fully believed in yourself? What would be the one thing that you would do if you believed in yourself? Answers in the chat. No. You have no idea what just happened, Jen. Remember, I just have to, oh goodness. Rich, you'd follow Jesus. Yes, me too. Tough question, yes. Working on out and head. What is it? Okay, listen. Everybody, it's just going to take me 1 second. I've got to tell Salty Cupcake, you want to open up a cafe. Well, listen, my dream, when I was like in the beginning of my military career and then throughout the entire career, like if you ask any of my colleagues in the military, they're going to tell you, they probably know exactly what my dream is, because that's all I talked about is like, when I get out of the military, this is what I'm going to do. Thanks, Nick. When I get out of the military, I am going to open a cafe, an internet cafe, cozy space, you know, that whole thing. Thank you, Nick. You go into the internet cafe. You have a space there where you can like talk to each other and everything. So you come in and then you go left. That's where all that space is to be cozy and stuff like that. Thank you for the gifts, everyone. And then you would go upstairs and there'd be a big loft, and the loft would look out over water or land or something beautiful, maybe even fully in treed. I don't know, encased in trees. I don't know. And then that loft up there, that's where I'd teach yoga, and it would look out over the property. And I would teach yoga and meditation up there. And I talked about this cafe, internet cafe, yoga studio space, a community basically. I talked about it for years and years and years. So what do you think about that? Nick, thank you for the roses. Yeah. Yeah. Nick, thank you. That's right. Is this for real? That's what I'm saying. Like, because this is the first time in my life I've gotten to a point where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I probably can do it. You know, like say you ran the cafe, but I ran the yoga. Right? Because we don't have to do it ourselves, guys. I want you to remember this. As you set your intentions for your day, you don't have to do it alone. Whatever your dream is. Who was it that pulled the card? Which one of us had the card? When I allow others to support me, I support them too. Good morning, sunshine. Imagine that. I would move myself. I'm not attached to where I live. That was Nick's card, eh? When I allow others to support me, I support them too. So let's say the example is that Salty Cupcake says, I want to open a cafe, and she thinks that she's got to do it alone. So maybe she thinks, yes, seriously, out west? Because I'm a little nervous to go all the way out there. Never lived out there before, but I'm open to it. Because I always said my vision belongs out west. My vision, and I was never really brave enough to move out there. Look, I'm getting excited now. Because everything that I described, like, can you imagine it's looking out over mountains? I've been to Vancouver I've traveled around out there a little bit, but I haven't been out there much. Mountains and ocean. Ah, angels are singing. Angels are singing. Okay. This has been incredible with you guys. We have just a little bit of a ways to go. We're going to try and wrap up soon. We're going to try and wrap up very shortly because I have a live to get to. I have a Salty Cupcakes live to get to. So if you don't already, there we go. If you don't already follow Salty Cupcake, you want to, because her lives are a lot of fun. It's like watching a TV, like a daytime TV show. I always learn something and always challenge my mind when I go into her live. So I don't want to miss that this morning. So we're gonna continue on, but we are going to be mindful of time so that I can get to that. And then I've got to get myself showered because then I am going to the bookstore. I'm going to the bookstore. So I'm pretty excited about that. And good morning, sunshine. Let me just see here. It looks like we might already be connected here. Beta, me too. Me too, Beta. Love watching Salty Cupcake. Good morning, sunshine. You're making sourdough today. Are you going to share a video about it? Are you going to share a video about it? You live in the same city. Oh my goodness. By the way, what city is that? What city is everybody in? Good morning, sunshine. You're in St. John. You and me? Ursula, good morning. Oh, get out. Wow, that's wild. Ursula, you're in Halifax. PEI? Oh my goodness. You guys, we have to have a meetup. Yeah. Yeah, really. We have to have a meetup. Wouldn't that be fun? We are going to do a meetup. That's actually going to be a thing. Eventually, we're going to run a retreat, and then everybody's going to be invited. I remember that. That was you. That's right. Was the falls, right? The Silver Falls on the east side. That was that day, right? You need to get cupcake. Yes, we are going to get cupcake here for it. Yeah, I remember you so well. What's your first name, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'll remember that a little bit more than... Because there's so many users that come in with similar... Jocelyn. Well, it's nice to meet you, Jocelyn. It's so nice to meet you. And Beta, what's your name? We do love Beta. Okay, no problem, my love. Okay, so how does everybody feel? Salty Cupcake, you too. We'll see you soon. Ursula, well, welcome to the family. So great to have you here. So great to see you. We've got 10,000 taps, you guys. It's been an incredible morning with you guys. We've pulled some cards. We've got a direction for our day. Does anybody have any parting questions or anything in their hearts that they would like to share last minute before we go? All right, my loves. I'm going to finish off with a prayer, if you don't mind, because it's really going to help us with our vibration as we part. And that is, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I hope you guys have a joyful rest of your day. I love each and every one of you. Lots of light and love and peace. I'll see you again tonight about 8 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time.